mostly greens, and you're hollering at your boy Prue. Holler. Okay, so friendly heads up, very negative, super, super negative review for Brsinger, Christopher Poloni's book 3 in the Inheritance Saga. Book 1 and 2, I really liked. Book 1, I loved. Book 2, I was like, Book 3, fucking trash. I don't even want to read book 4 now. I will, because that's the last one, but it won't be this year. I'm going to need I need some space. Me and Christopher Polini, we're breaking up. We're breaking up Christopher Polini, and my title of the video, Break Up Video with Polini. Me and Christopher Polini, we're breaking up. We're taking a break. We're going to see other people. I'm going to read me some Jim Butcher, read me some Terry Brooks. I really like to get into some Sanderson, maybe reread Doom, but we're going to see other people for a bit. So, that being said, I do not want to share negative content. So, if you're not in the mood for negative content, I get it. It's just bothering me, this book, so I need to say it. So, negative review. My overall review is it's a D. It's not absolute trash. You can read it and get enjoyment out of it, the good parts. They're just very few and very far between. That's it for that. Books 1 and 2 were awesome. Book 1 is amazing. Book 2 is not as good as book 1, but it definitely is a step up. This was trash. Okay, so let's get into it. You know how I do reviews, plot, characters. Yeah, let's talk about plot. Spoilers again for book 1 and 2. So this leaves off after Aragon. This leaves after Aragon and Saphira with their battle with Murtagh, and they go back to the Varden base. Varden's like the rebellion in Star Wars. And Aragon is like Luke Skywalker, basically. A lot of Star Wars semblances in this, I read. So then you're thinking, Josh, it doesn't sound bad. A dragon rider returns home with his dragon, and they mount. Now, cool. And you meet his brother Rowan and some people from town. See, all this is awesome. And the elves, and then the Lady Varden, they have a big battle to see who controls, not a battle, but, they go through some shit to see who controls the Varden, and they're making political moves, putting like, oh, we need this dwarf in power. And that part sounds awesome. So the plot itself, I'm going to give a C to. You had a lot going on. A lot. Like, it's political. It's got like 4 different characters we're having. Arya, fucking the Varden. All those people were having, God, I'm going to look up how to spell this girl's name. The Varden, Neswata, I think is how you pronounce it. I liked her too. All right, so let's go into characters. See, the characters in this I really liked. Aragon and Saphira both grow a lot as characters. In book 2, Aragorn loses his main weapon, which is a sword that his dragon rider friend Brom gave him. And that was his sword. And it was a magical sword, and the evil dragon rider Murtagh and his giant dragon took it. So he lost his magical sword. Now he has to find a new sword. And they go about this. And they learn about trials and tribulations. And Aragorn. I keep saying Aragorn. I'm sorry. It's Aragon. Aragon keeps pledging his allegiances to different places. And he feels like he's being spread too thin. So him and Saphira kind of grows on her own a little bit. Like, she definitely grows, like, in size. But she also learns to, like, trust a little bit more and be more part of it than, like, oh, look, I'm part of the family, not just like a pet. I get what I'm saying. I'm sorry I can't tell it better. And then one of my favorite characters in the book, Rowan, Aragon's brother, he does his thing. He's like trying to become a captain of the guard, and he gets married, and his wife and her dad, and he's like a badass with a fucking mace. And I'm fucking in fantasy lore. Everyone has a sword, so it's cool to see somebody who doesn't represent a sword and uses like a mace or a bludgeoning, beat shit up baseball bat weapon. So for characters, I'm gonna give it a B. Oh, Neswata. If everything going on in the world, and they say the fantasy doesn't have a strong female lead or a strong female African-American lead, which is how they describe her kind of. Maybe she's, she's a darker skinned, strong, powerful, beautiful woman. Neswata is an A+ character. She definitely grows up a bit on this. I didn't like some of her writing style, like, from her point of view than to somebody else's point of view was vastly different. So, didn't really dig that. But her as a character I liked, just her writing as a character I did not. So, characters, I'm going to give a B to. the adventure, the journey of reading, my enjoyment process from here to here. Like, was it good? Did I enjoy the journey? Did I go on a fun adventure with my friends and get lost in the magical world of Allegasia with the trolls and the dragons and the magic and the elves and excuse me. I did not. It fucking sucked. Oh my God, that's fucking this could have been this. Less than this. Spoiler rant incoming. I'm ranting. You find out who Aragorn's parents are. He meets an old hermit. He makes a new fucking sword. The fucking end. I don't need 900 pages to tell me. I know it's only like 700 pages. It felt like, that's okay, it's almost 800. I'm in the middle. It felt like forever. Fucking hundreds of pages went by and nothing fucking happened. Not a goddamn thing. I am sorry, but Jesus, I love fantasy. Fantasy is some of my favorite writing. I have fucking Shadowhunter runes. I got Final Fantasy tattoos. I like sci-fi stuff. I love books, and I love the adventures they take me places. This makes me want to take my head and bash it with the book to render myself unconscious, to not read anymore. Let's go to the writing pros now. Sorry, because reading this book fucking sucked. Okay, the pros. That's it. The cons. No, I'm playing. If you think I'm insulting Christopher Paolini's writing style, I am not. The guy wrote fine. The writing wasn't the best. Like, it never embraced me and made me get more immersive into the world. And I never felt like I was truly with, like I was on Saphira's back and the stars were in my face and the wind, and I could feel the heat rising from the battle as the other dragons circled. And I pulled out my mighty sword and we lunged down into darkness to fight the hell below. I never felt like I was caught up in any of that. I mean, I read it and it sounded good in my head. But like when I read Tolkien, and recently when I read like Anne Rice, I was like there, like Shirley Jackson, you're rehaunting a Hill House. You're immersed. You're thinking about it. You might have trouble sleeping at night. You might get your chest fucking pumping. Like when I'm reading Jim Butcher, oh, there's some scenes in here where your chest starts pumping. You feel like you're watching a goddamn movie. You're like, we gotta go. Yeah. This, I'm like, well, this is fucking garbage. Because it just took so long. The good parts are fucking amazing, Christopher Paolini, but the bad parts are there's just too fucking much here. This could have been 300 pages. This was 800 pages. I could have read 2 more books, but I stomached through this shit. Fuck. Jesus, I'm sorry. Sorry. I don't want to be negative, but I fucking hated it. The cons. Let's get to the cons, because that's what I'm talking about anyway. Let's just get there. The cons. This was a setup book. They put a lot of pieces on the board so that I get it. I get what they're doing. I read Game of Thrones and I kind of get the tactic here. You put this guy in charge of the dwarves. You get up your front army. You promote some pawns to knights. The knights that were pawns are very loyal. Then they get more pawns and you attack. So hopefully your pieces outstrength and strategize the opponent's pieces, which is Galbatorix, the all bad guy, baddie at the thing. And I get it. And I get that this is a setup book for the next book, which could be fucking awesome, which will have our fucking dragon rider fucking rising up, holding his new fucking sword forged out of meteorite and charging into fucking demon territory. I get that. And that could be awesome. But I will not be reading it for a while, because this fucking this read like my fucking physics textbook. I've read fucking science books that were more interesting than this. And I'm not saying that because I get it, it's all political. And I usually like that, but it was just so dull in my head and in the fucking thing. And I'm like, come on, this is like fucking 800 pages. And like, I know I talk shit, but okay, so look, this is the Legacy of the Drow. This is R.A. Salvatore. This is over 1,000 fucking pages. And this doesn't let up. This is 300 less pages. and lets up. It's like when your dad's taking you somewhere. Every so often, you'll stop and get McDonald's, which is fun. Or you'll see something pretty out the window, which is fun. But the rest of the time, you're just in the car bored. That's what that is. That's a boring road trip book. And again, I'm so sorry for being so negative. I don't like to promote negativity on my channel, but I had to say a rant about this book. I fucking hated it. I'm going to give it a D, like I said, because the characters are good. The writing doesn't suck. And overall, it's not a terrible book. It's just too damn long. Proper editing and a little better off would have made me enjoy that book. Well, that's just me, though. You might read it and love it. And if you do, God bless you. And I mean that. That's fucking awesome. I hate negativity. I like to keep myself negative as far as I can, but I just did not like that one. I am going to, however, channel update, because we're already 11 minutes. I'm going to start reading Terry Brooks' Sword of Shannara. I tried to listen to this. It didn't work, but I really want to read some good fantasy now, and that just didn't do it. That didn't curb my fantasy itch. So I'm going to read Shannara. Let's see how this goes. But this has been your boy Prue. Again, sorry for the negativity video. I love you. Stay creepy, and don't let my negativity ruin the day. But Book Rant, as a book reviewer, that's what I want my channel to be about, is book reviews. I feel like every so often I'm going to have a dud, and this was it. But it's not a failure. It's not completely shit garbage. It's just too damn long and kind of dull. It's very political. Game of Thrones did politics, but did it better. Keep in mind, George R. R. Martin's in his 50s. This kid was like 18 or 19 when he wrote this. So I'm not personally attacking Christopher Paolini. I am not. I loved your first two books. They were good. They were really good. I couldn't create that. However, this book 3 needed better editing and needed to be a lot shorter. But it's been your boy Prue. We're at 12 minutes. Stay creepy.